Hello, in this video I want to show a few very helpful exercises for bunions. They are the bony protrusions here that mostly women develop between the age of 20 and 40, often due to a genetic disposition or to not wearing proper footwear or to an imbalance in the foot muscles. So normally, physiotherapists and mainstream science will say that when you have a bunion, you have to live with it, and it's more about slowing down the progress than curing it. So they will advise painkillers or what do you call it, the orthopedic soles in the shoes to support the balance and things like that. And in some cases, they will advise surgery when it's really painful and hard to live with. I started developing a bunion about 15 years ago, I think, and with movement, with exercise, and with specific kind of focused work on the toes, I have definitely slowed it down. And if not, I actually believe I diminished it a bit. But this goes against medical science. But nevertheless, I wanted to show what I've learned and the techniques I use to look after my feet. So because it's very much about how the weight is distributed on the feet and the strength of the muscles in the foot as well. There's a few things that you can do when you're standing. And this is easy when you brush your teeth or when you're waiting for something in the kitchen to be ready. Just walk around in a few different ways. One is on the heels. So you just walk, and it's not very comfortable. So you just do it as long as it feels right. Make a little circle to start with. It's walking on the heels. And then you walk on the outside of the foot, also a little circle. I'll just tell your housemates what you're doing, otherwise they get really concerned. But this really stretches and works the muscles in different ways. Then we do the same on the inside of the foot. So here you're walking, same thing, walking on the inside. That can be painful when you have a strongly developed bunion. And sometimes it's easier because there is more balance on the inside. And the last one is to walk on the toes. So see how far you can raise on the toes and just walk around. This one is the easiest for me. I can do this a few rounds after each other. So you just strengthen the muscles in the toes. So that is what you can do when standing. Like I said, I sometimes do that while brushing my teeth. Then let's take a chair. Here, I have to go and adjust the camera a little bit to show my feet. So of course you have all the normal exercises like circling the feet. I just show it like this, but you don't have to pull your feet up. Circling the feet is another way of strengthening the ankles and also strengthening the muscles underneath the foot. And then you circle the other way as well. So you can even do this while having a cup of tea with a friend. You just pull up your knees, or you can do it under the table like this as well. Just circle the feet a few times. And then similar to the walking exercise, you want to strengthen the feet like this, going up and down, even up onto the toes and down. You might feel already a little cramp underneath the feet. And just, it's really about strengthening these exercises, strengthening the different muscles in the feet. And then we have a few funny ones. If you have a hairband or an elastic band, you can place that around the toes. I hope you can see it. And then you pull your feet apart a little bit. So I'll do another one so you can see it maybe better. And then you're going to put the toes outward and inward. So the elastic band will give you some resistance. So you'll have to work a little harder with the toes. Just pulling the toes outward and back. Out. I'm just copying it with my hands to see it better. Outward and back. And then you can make it a bit harder by widening your heels a bit, so you have further to go with the elastic band. Maybe like I have now, I've got 2 elastic bands, so you strengthen your feet even more, and you just start working with that in a way that feels right for your feet. This one can be painful, especially if you start to do these exercises the first time, because of course, I'm a little bit closer. This is the place where it hurts. This is probably the toes have a tendency to go that way, and you're going to emphasize the movement in the opposite direction. So of course that might hurt. And these cases are always good to feel into the pain and not overdo it, but at the same time challenge yourself a little bit, because it's the fascia, kind of these small connections that have tightened up and that we're going to try and release. So another way of doing that is with a small guest towel, or if you want to up the stakes with a larger towel, and you're just going to try and pick it up with your feet. So this one is tricky. It always needs a little bit of friction. Where do you catch it? So you grab it with your toes. And again, it's about being playful with this. So you give your toes something to do. Okay, we're now going to lift, lift the towel, and you do it a few times on each foot. Lift the towel down and relax and grab again. Oops, it falls. No matter, you just try and grab it somewhere else. So you just again play with that strengthening of the feet. Let's do it one more time. And the last one is, I couldn't find one now, is you have a tennis ball or one of those soft balls, and you literally roll your foot over the tennis ball, starting from the heel, going forward, and then pressing down when the ball is under the toes. You press down. So imagine there's a tennis ball under. Press down and release, and then you start again from the heel, rolling and pressing. So heel on the ball, roll backward, press down, heel, roll back, press down. So you have a tennis ball, and again you do that on both sides. You place the ball under the heel, you roll towards the toes, and you press down on the ball, which is now imaginary, because I couldn't find one. So you press on the ball. And again, these are things that you can integrate in your everyday life. You don't have to take time out to practice, but it's good to have these imaginations with you, like have a little hairband, or grab the towel with your toes when you can. Maybe you even have a dog and you can play with the towel and the ball together. So these are really good ways to kind of keep the feet flexible and active. So that's what my teacher always says. It's not that we grow old and we lose our functions. It might sound true, but the crux is that we stop moving and we lose our functions. So if you look at children, they're always playing, they're in movement, they're hanging over a couch, they're playing on the floor. That, there is movement in all parts of the body, and for some reason we lose that as adults. So these are a few good things. I'm going to show you one more, but that one is on the floor, and I will need to have a mat for that. So I need a little moment to set that up for you. And sorry, before we do that, I have one last one, which is the nicest one, of course. It's just a foot massage. So whatever you can do to circle around this big ball of the foot, that is a very good one. Just again, loosening the fascia around it, loosening the tendons and the muscles. And you can do that anywhere. So just get to know your feet in a different way. The circling of the ball, I would say, is essential for this. And another that is really good is if you thread your fingers through your toes. I'm just wondering how I can show that best. So place your fingers into your toes and just kind of rub in and out like this a few times. So you're kind to your toes, but you're getting this relationship with, you can even circle the big ball of the foot here while you do this. And what this does is that it spreads the toes again. So just like you're doing this, but you have your fingers between to support this, and you're just working your beautiful feet, giving them lots of love, Lots of love and attention. So you do that. Also, you can do this while you're watching a movie or even have a meeting for work and you be behind the computer and this is below your desk so no one sees what you're doing. You have a lovely foot massage and I'm sure your meeting will go really well. So that's one. Of course, you do both feet. And then I want to show you one more thing, but I will need my mat for that. So I need a little time to set that up. And before I do that, I want to point to a specific acupressure point under the feet, which is called the bubbling springs. And basically, it's when you curl your feet, there will be a little dimple here, a little hollow. That's the start of the kidney meridian. That is connected with the bone system. So that is a really good one, both to use in your massage, but also in the exercise I'm going to show you when I have the mat out. So remember this point, the bubbling springs, start of the kidney meridian, connected to the bone system. And of course, your bunion is a bone. So even though this is really close geographically, it's also really nourishing the bones in another manner. So then for the last part of the feet exercises, it's really good if you have a mat for this because otherwise it's a bit painful for the knees and the feet. And like these are parts of the Wednesday morning series that I teach. So look after your body. It's called Dao Yin. It's part of the Dao Yin series. So you might already be familiar with these movements. If you're not, really take it easy. The idea is to start on all fours. And you have your, well, it doesn't really matter right now, but you're having your weight on your hands. And you're curling the toes under. And then you're going to walk back, and this one can be really painful with a bunion. So look after your foot, your feet. And the idea is to stretch the bottom of the toes and to spread the toes as well. So what I often do, you can't really see it when I'm in the camera like that, is that you make sure that the feet are really stretched wide and not in the bunion kind of regular position where the toes all go sideways. So make sure that you are in a place where the toes are straight. And then you walk back, spreading the toes, stretching the heels, and you just go back as far as feels comfortable. The full position would be with your whole weight on the toes and your hands off the floor. So that is where you can go to if you want. It's usually comfortable, relatively comfortable for 3 to 5 seconds. And when you feel you've had enough, you walk back forward and you curl the toes under. And remember that I showed you that spot, the bubbling springs. Imagine that the energy from your feet now travels through your legs into your hips and your spine. And you can even shake the spine sideways if you like. This is called dog wags the tail. And once you get the exchange of the energy, you can really draw up the energy from the bubbling springs into the spine and the head, so that the feet feel included. The feet are part of you. They're not that painful part just at the bottom there somewhere, a bit neglected and forgotten. So let's do that again. Curl the toes under. Walk the hands back as far as feels okay for you. So if this is it, that's fine. If you can, bring the weight back. This is a beautiful position too. And if you have more stretch to go, you can come up all the way. Again, stay there for 3 to 5, maybe 7 seconds. And then you know this is enough. And you walk back. Feet, flatten the feet and wag the tail. And feel how that energy from the feet flows into your ankles, into your calves, into your knees, into your thighs, into your hips, into your spine, all the way to the arms and the head. And let's do that one more time. Curl the toes under. And walk back. So I'm slow. I'm showing this one a little slower because this is important that you get the movement right, whereas the previous ones, they're all more playful. This is really looking after your feet. You can do the dog wag the tail again. And then what is also good is to stretch the front of the feet. So here you are going to keep the toes flat like they are. You're going to sit on the heels, and you're going to bring the knees up a little bit. Depending on how flexible you are, I am hypermobile, so I have to go a very long way to stretch the front side. So you're stretching this part of the foot now, the front. So you're just going as far as feels comfortable, where you feel that stretch, stretching the front of the feet. You can go down all the way if you want. And again, you can do this 2 or 3 times. You can exchange it with the dog wag the tail. You can make it a series as well, that you do one of the toes curled under, one of the toes flat, and then a dog wags the tail. So there's lots of ways. I'm just going to check my notes if I had any more ideas for you. Yeah, don't forget the massage. That's the best part. It's really nice also when you're seated to just do 2 feet at the same time. You're just circling the ball of the foot, finding that bubbling springs point in the center. And here you can weave the fingers between the toes. And it feels weird and uncomfortable, but you can wriggle a little bit. And it's all about, helping the toes and the muscles to remember that there is more movement than the bunion, which is often, kind of spread sideways. So I hope this helps. These are the movements that I use regularly to keep my feet healthy and happy. And I hope they help you as well. So look after yourself and let me know if this video was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. Final idea, I often like to use a joint massage oil, sometimes with calendula or other essential oils. Use them on my wrists as well, but the feet and the toes like it very much too. So you can make it a nice self-care moment where you do a bit more massage with a joint supportive oil. All right, lots of love to your feet. Have a good day. Take care.